Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another anime review. I just recently watched Here is Greenwood, which is basically an anime about Ryokujin dorm, what they call it, Greenwood, and on the back it actually states what the Greenwood would have been defined as by the Brits, or our friends across the pond. Greenwood actually means someplace where the outlaws gather. For example, go to the Greenwood means that he becomes an outlaw and goes to the Greenwood. And the back of the DVD actually explains this a lot better than I could ever do. But basically, I'm just going to read it. They are the no-brand heroes. Of course, that's it's the song they play at the end of every episode. Kazuya Hazukawa only loved one woman, but the day she moved in was the worst day of his life. Why? Because she was moving in to be his brother's wife. Desperate to escape his pain, Kazuya leaves home and puts his faith in the fate in the fickle hands of dormitory life. He soon finds himself exiled to Greenwood, a housing facility for Ryokuto Academy outcasts. His neighbors now include an ultra-feminine roommate, a group of cult members, mobsters, the cunning class president, and some guy who lives on the second floor with his motorcycle. Will Kazuya retain his sanity, or will Greenwood live to its historical reputation as an asylum? And of course, there are only 6 episodes, and the 5th and 6th episodes are a prequel and sequel of a love story. And then there's a ghost story. The number 5 is actually number 4 is the ghost story. And the third one is a film that the third episode was actually my favorite episode. It was probably the best episode of all the episodes, I thought, even though the voice acting was absolutely horrendous. The reason I say that is because they did their own version of a movie in typical fantasy style, and then they do Miyazaki's classic Castle of Cagliostro, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I recognize there was a clock tower scene, that it was the penultimate scene. That everybody knows this scene if you've seen it, if you're a Miyazaki fan. Of course, I'm wearing my Enlightened Neighbor Totoro shirt, but everybody knows this scene if you're a Miyazaki fan, and I loved it. That was my absolute most acclaimed moment, because it was just really hard for me to like the series because the voice acting was that awful. It's your typical slice of life, even though it's kind of unusual and bizarre and maybe a bit random. And you've got one character when Ska comes in. One of the characters calls him Ska. When Kazuka comes in, he meets the ultra feminine roommate, and yeah, he does look like a girl. If you didn't know any better, you would think he was a girl. He's not a girl. In fact, they think that in one episode they think that his brother is his sister, and it's only a really lackadaisical investigation that the council went into. Actually, one of Shinobu's sister, who is in constant rivalry with him, she's just a bitch, though. I mean, she's just totally off her rocker and completely insane, and everybody's family lives are just absolutely unbelievable and dysfunctional. Actually, dysfunctional would be a very... It would be a dysfunctional. The actual definition of the word dysfunctional, it fails to completely describe how chaotic their lives truly are. And I was sorry, I was just searching for the right definition in order to completely describe what's going on in the series. And Yeah, I don't know whether to say I like it or I didn't. It was okay. It I just I don't know. It just like I said, the voice acting is just the one thing that was constantly a nag for me. And maybe if I watched it in Japanese, I would have felt a little bit better about it. But it just I really didn't. I mean, the animation is really beautiful, and the characters were really likable. But other than that, it's funny too. But it's just for me, it just wasn't something I'd watch again just because I can. But there was a manga, and the manga, there's a situation that's not described in the anime that's described in the manga, and uh, Shun, the ultra girly character, you actually hear him uh, narrating this this incident was described in the manga. I thought, and we don't even have the manga stinking Japan. But anyway, it just maybe I would have liked the manga better. Probably I would have liked the manga better because it's just you get more in a manga, like with Cromartie High, which actually Cromartie High School. I never read the manga, but I absolutely love the anime, and I didn't care for the live action movie. Live action movie was passable. They didn't do it so well as they would Death Note. They've done the Death Note movies to perfection, I think. I love the Death Note movies. I love the Gundam movie was fantastic. Great Teacher Onizuka was absolutely sensational. And these are just exceptions to that rule. The one that I can say that didn't do a very good job was well, Cromartie didn't hold a candle. I mean, the anime was far funnier than the live action could ever be. I really like to. I would really love to see Detroit Metal City live action because the anime was hysterical. Um, but this one just really didn't appeal to me all that much. It just it lacked something. It was just the voice acting could have been done better, I think. But what do I know? I really don't. I didn't read the manga, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But as far as story goes, it's an interesting story, but it's probably something I wouldn't watch again. I can give it a thumb up. It's good enough for one thumb up. It was originally done in 1992, 93, so you can see it's got some age on it. The artwork is really quite lovely, and it's your typical school life in Ryokujin dorm, and yeah, everything's nuttier than heck. As far as the series is concerned, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to give it 2 stars because it just, like I said, the voice acting leaves a lot to be desired, and maybe if I had watched it in the original Japanese, I would have enjoyed it better. But Shinobu's sister really got on my nerves. I mean, she just irritated me. I thought, you are one messed up lady. Lady being a very loose term. Yeah, she's a monster. She really is. You love to hate her because you think, oh well, just because you were criticized so much when you were younger, you took it out on your why? I don't know. It's just some of the things seem a little bit out of place. I thought, why would you go to such extremes? Maybe you're bipolar, but it's just, I don't know. It was okay, but the DVDs are actually really quite pretty, I thought. And the way they were done, Anime Works does a good job. But other than that, I can't really say that I cared for it all that much. It was alright.